Hello and welcome to Age of Empires 2. This is Nathan here and welcome back. This is my first ever random map commentary and I'll make this very exciting for you. Because this, my friends, is Black Forest. This, along with Arabia, is one of the most classic maps you probably would have ever played. If you haven't played Arabia, then you would definitely have played this because Black Forest is such an easy map to play. And yeah, it's really great for walling. Obviously, players can easily wall here and just continue to basically boom for the rest of the game and then just battle it out. Yeah, Black Forest and Arabia are so different. Arabia is so vast and just wide and it's so hard to wall sometimes, whereas Black Forest, it's so easy to wall. It's a map that just yells for walling even. So yes, this should be pretty interesting, I guess. So without further ado, I will now just introduce the players. So in the northwest in blue we have King Ram playing as the right Vikings, and his teammate to the northwest we have Adam Lloyd 2012 playing as the Koreans in red. Down to the southwest, their opponents. Here we have Judge Me playing as Spanish in green, and finally we have the Jedi Greg playing as the Celts in yellow. So this is going to be a Celts versus Vikings and Spanish versus Koreans. So obviously, blame Black Forest. The sort of general tactic is just to boom it all up from the Dark Age to the Imperial Age, and then afterwards they're going to just basically go all out to military and just doing basically spending all their resources, and it's going to be like a deathmatch game really, to be honest, because there's going to be loads of units on the screen because they've just gathered all their resources and they've just spent it in one go. So it's going to be pretty hectic, I believe. And it's going to be pretty good for viewing as well. So while these four players just boom it all up, like I said before, they're just going to. I'll just talk about the strategies they may use, because depending on their civilization, the strategies will be different. So the Vikings, what can they do? Well, they are an infantry and naval civilization. So you don't expect to see any galleys here though, because we've only got a few ponds and they're not going to be very good. And they're also in infantry civilization, and the infantry gain more HP as you advance. But that's not really why people choose Vikings. And really, to be honest, I don't think people choose Vikings because of their infantry really. If you want a good infantry, you might go for the Japanese, you might go for the Aztecs. But you don't go for the Vikings. I don't know why, really, to be honest. They're not bad, but they're not the best either. I mean, of course, their unique unit, their Berserks, they do have their regenerative ability, which is, I guess, a pretty useful trait, but it's not super good, really. So, Viking, we may expect to see lots of infantry from them. We may see champions. Perhaps Halberdier. Well, no, we can't see Halberdier because they don't get that Halberdier upgrade. They only get pikemen, I believe. And Vikings also lack cavalry. They don't get paladins. They do get cavaliers, which is decent, but against Celts, which we may see some paladins. So pikemen going to be a viable option, I guess. And his teammate is the Koreans. Now, Koreans are a very interesting civilization because they are a tower civilization, and there is only one tower civilization, and that's the Koreans. So Koreans do get very good decent towers. You don't have to upgrade them. It automatically upgrades, so it's going to be pretty. I guess it's going to be quite nice having a few towers dotted around everywhere, just to sort of mark your territory and basically protect your base from anything really. So that might be an option. But another option for the Koreans would be going for the Siege Onager hype, which is always so fun to watch. I just love Siege Onager games because it's hilarious really, and it's so fun to play with Siege Onagers. I mean, a few Siege Onagers right here would completely destroy everything really. Archers, infantry, even cavalry. It's just so amazing. I want to see Siege Onagers. I want to see Siege Onagers from red here. And we might actually see that because Koreans do have very decent siege. But really, they have very decent Siege Onagers. Their rams and scorpions are, I guess, normal. But their mangonels, onagers, Siege Onagers are the best. Now, Koreans will be up against Spanish. Spanish, they have an amazing unique unit, the Conquistador, and yeah, what better than a ranged cavalry unit? Cavalry unit that shoots basically balls of cannons. And these cannons, they do 16 attack. I'm not sure how much each Conquistadors do, how much damage they do, but 16 attack is pretty good indeed right now. So we may expect that from the Spanish player, or we could also expect to see some knights and then some paladins, because Spanish do have the paladin upgrade, and so does the Celts. The Celts also had their paladin upgrade, although they don't have any sort of special upgrades or technologies for them. But yeah. Now, Celts also have the Woad Raider, and Woad Raiders, you might expect in their name, they raid, and they raid your economy. If Yellow gets some of these into Blue's base, he is going to be pretty screwed, because Woad Raiders, they are fast. Yes, they are very fast. They are the fastest infantry in the game, and they do have decent HP. They have 80 HP, I believe. Normal Woad Raiders. What's that? Elite Woad Raiders. I'm not sure, but they do have decent HP. Their pierce armor is also not bad. That's one base pierce armor for a normal Woad Raider, I believe. And that would keep them pretty protected from, like, TC fire, castle fire, tower fire, archer fire, anything really. But Celts also have amazing siege. They have their unique technology, Fura Celtica, I believe, and that gives their siege more HP, which makes them more resilient to basically everything. So we have two siege civilizations. Well, Koreans is kind of more onager based, but yeah, two sort of onager based civilizations, and an infantry civilization and a cavalry civilization. Well, not really a cavalry, gunpowder as well, actually. So this, really, to be honest, I think this is quite is not very fair. Vikings aren't really the best civilization, really, to be honest. Sure, they have a good economy because they get wheelbarrow and handcart for free, which means their villagers are going to be much more efficient than any other villager, but he really needs to create some military to balance out the huge economy he gets. And right now I am just waiting for these guys to get to the Imperial Age and just keep pumping out those units. Whatever units they may be, I want to see them in action, because that's what I want to see. So right now, all of these guys, like I said before, they're just going to boom it all up. And as you can see here, they've already walled themselves. Green has double walled himself here and here as well. Double stone walled, actually. Red has just walled off one layer and two layers here. And we've got some walling off here as well. So there are basically three sort of entrances right here. And we will expect to see lots of fights here, here, and here, because where else can they fight, really, to be honest? And judging by the scores, Judge Me and Greg are doing a lot better. Well, I can see from the map here, from the coverage, Yellow has a pretty huge economy. He's got a ton of basically everything, more than 2k everything, but as you can see here, so does everyone else, apart from Adam Loy. Red, who doesn't really have much food or wood. But everyone else, okay, maybe Green doesn't have that much, but he is creating knights, so yeah, we can expect that. And we can expect to see paladins as well. So, just going to fast forward this a bit more. Oh, wow. Yellow has a ton of TCs and a ton of farms. So, he may go heavy in Woad Raiders. He's got a ton of blacksmiths as well. But I haven't seen that castle drop yet. Oh, there we go. Castle right here. Maybe going to be creating some units right now. Trebuchets, he is actually building some military, which is good. And Blue is, well, totally unprepared, really. He has enough for a castle. He is going up into the Imperial Age. It looks like he will get a castle soon. He does have the stone for it. I just don't see why he isn't going for a castle right now. And researching pikemen, kind of late in the game, considering how much resource he has. And he doesn't really have much military at all. He doesn't have many buildings or anything. He's got a pretty decent sized eco, but that's really about it. One pikeman isn't going to do very much damage against about 5 halberdiers and a whole load of mangonels. So Yellow is housed, and that's yeah, I don't like being housed. Every time I play random map, I just get housed all the time because I just can't build houses. Because I just forget creating houses. It's just so annoying. And there we go, berserks. My, wow. I have never seen berserks before in a random map game. And that is going to be pretty interesting because I like to see sort of different units in action. I don't like to see the normal sort of cavalry archer, paladins, and stuff like that. Basically a Hun war is not really the most exciting thing. I suppose some Hun wars are quite exciting, but Black Forest does lend itself to more exciting gameplay, I imagine. And Yellow maybe going to be making that push very soon. He's got a ton of onagers right now. Maybe going to go for siege onagers very shortly. Siege onager is being researched right now. Another castle on the front for Yellow, and these trebuchets are out. They're going to do huge damage to these stone walls, and he will break in, and maybe, hopefully, he will get into the economy of Blue. Now, I've just seen how many houses Green has built, and that's pretty impressive right here. He's built an entire new residential area, which is quite nice for the civilians of Judge Meville. So these markets going up, I guess it's quite late for markets really. Well, I don't know actually. They still have a ton of gold right now, and obviously they haven't really spent all that much of it. They're only just spending gold right now, and he's starting to make his push. That stone wall has just gone down like rubble. Well, it has turned to rubble, really. And he's going to delete these walls, I guess. Oh, he's just going to, yeah. And he's going to go into Blue. And meanwhile, on the other side, still a stalemate, nothing happening at all. So it looks like the main focal point for this will be right now. And wow! Red just completely did not own Yellow at all. These cavalry are going in, but it'll be met by these halberdiers, which will completely shred these cavaliers. There isn't enough of them, and with all the siege onager fire behind, that's gonna make these cavaliers completely die, really. But we've got a whole load of pikemen and some berserk as well. These pikemen gonna go down pretty quickly to these road raiders and the halberdiers of the Celtic player, the Yellow. And we've got a castle drop right on the front next to the TC. That will deny him, well, the TC and the backs here, but not much else. But this, I can see why this is so important. Huge onager hit right in the middle of those pikemen, and more pikemen going down. So many units going down for blue right now. Look at that! It's wow. Now looks like yellow is not going to get that castle up right now, but he has just sneaked a villager right here, and it might go up. Although saying that, it probably won't go up. He's going to kill his villager right there as well. Yeah, yellow has researched Fear Celtica, which means these siege rangers are going to be a lot more resilient. I mean, that siege ranger is going down relatively slowly actually. And we've got paladins from green here going to wreck these guys, and that castle will go up if these villagers go for it. And he will. And wow, my. Blue is going down pretty quickly actually. He's got so much resource. He's got loads. He's just not creating them as quickly as he can. He should have actually concentrated a bit more in military, because he has got a huge eco, and that eco is going down to Chinatown, and in his so he doesn't have that much to counter this huge army of yellow here, and some paladins of green just doing some raiding, because why not? Raiding is going to be so crucial actually. Another castle going down on the front again. Wow, that's two castles. Yeah, two castles in Blue's base. That's going to give him a nice little sort of hold for him. And for the time being, we've just got a whole load of everything, just chaos right now. Bobo Tower's coming down here just to counter whatever he can counter for the Korean player, Red, and I guess it's a pretty good strategy, I guess. Bombard Towers are so amazing against anything. They do 120 plus 1 damage, obviously from the chemistry upgrade, or I think something like that. So anyway, that's 4 Bombard Towers up. They will go down pretty quickly to these trebuchets, and we've got a ton of Scorpions coming up here as well. Scorpions are one of my favourite units actually. In fact, they are my favourite units. Scorpions, heavy Scorpions are just so fun to use. I don't know why they're so fun. I think it's just because it's satisfying to watch them just shred infantry, archers and cavalry so quickly, because of their amazing bolts and the fact that they can just penetrate through units, which we may see here. I want to see them in action, and yeah, it's going to be pretty fun to watch actually. Maybe Heavy Scorpion will be upgraded, but does he have the resources? Well, it looks like he does have resources, and it's just a question of whether or not he's going to go for it. And Blue really, he hasn't got that much to counter this. Sure, he's got a ton of military right here, but he is kind of late. It's quite late in the game to be getting all these military out, and he isn't really getting that much out. They're just getting whittled away by this huge wall of death right in front of his eyes. And that is not looking very good for him at all. These bombard towers going really down really quickly from these trebuchets, and so will these buildings. It looks like the tower of the castle of yellow here is under attack, but he has got these villagers here, and he does have, well, he's running out of stone, but never fear, he's still got 2 more here. So Red and Blue looking to be in a pretty bad situation right now. And that Scorpion, okay, I thought that Scorpion was going to get completely flattened, but no, apparently not. And now Heavy Scorpion done for yellow here, and this is when I love this. This is amazing. These Scorpions are just so cool. They're so cool. They're just so cool. Oh. I feel like an idiot just saying this, but they're so it's just so satisfying to watch them shoot their giant bolts at anything. It's so cool. And it's going to be Can't repair out of resources. Yeah, never mind. But blue is kind of out of the game, really. He's lost his castle, he's losing his villagers, his population has gone down to 57. And he's got a tiny bit of eco here. And blue has resigned. And it's going to be 2 versus 1 here. And yeah, I don't know how red can actually come back from this. I don't know if he can. And he might actually just resign in a few seconds time, because he doesn't have much military at all. He has just resigned. And there we go. I didn't actually notice this small little battle here, but obviously the major focal point was blue versus yellow, and that was quite a nice game. Sure, it may have been a bit sort of unfair. Vikings against Celts. Vikings not the best civilization, really. Celts, very decent actually. And yellow, he played really well. I liked his really quick push into blue's base. Blue didn't have that much to counter. I mean, he has got a ton of resources still in the bank right now. He is getting lots and lots of virtually everything. I just don't know why he actually didn't invest in that much military at all. He only had a pikeman army and a berserk squad and a few cavaliers dotted here and there, but that was about it, really. I mean, he could have gone for arbalests, because Vikings do have pretty good arbalests, being an infantry civilization, but he didn't go for them, which I guess that kind of makes sense, because he is up against siege, and a ton of siege right here, because siege onagers do flatten arbalests in a matter of seconds. But I still don't understand why blue didn't create many units at all. And but yeah, that was quite a nice game. I enjoyed that quite a lot, and I hope you have too. And I hope my commentary skills have improved, and I will keep on improving them. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.